Hi Shubhranil, welcome to Grid Diaries, one of the most talked about
Eh,
shows manifesting for the future. it's our
Hi Zoya.
yes. How you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
All good, all good. Could you let everyone know a bit about yourself? Like who are you inside and outside of work?
So yeah, I'm Shubhranil Chakravarti. I'm currently with the CS team, customer success team at Grid. As the name suggests, we help and take care of the entire post-sales transition of our clients. So we liaise with them, figure out what their goals are, what they want to achieve with Grid, and then build an action plan and deliver on it. And that's more or less about what I do at Grid. And beyond that, it's more or less a typical thing. I like traveling a lot, so that's one. Other than that, I've always been into sports, and as you can see, the entire tech thing, like sports and
Yes.
tech are predominantly.
What's this full setup? You're a gamer?
So the planned aimed setup was for gaming down in back in COVID, but that didn't transition into actuality or fruitfulness. But what happened is now I'm able to give my clients a good one-on-one sessions.
That's nice. You're very well. Your speech is very clear and crisp. So that's a good thing for your clients, for your work.
Hopefully, hopefully, yes.
I'll begin with one question which is a little bit serious. Like as we can see, especially in the job space, looking for a job is a very daunting process. And with the hiring freeze and the layoffs and so many things that are happening, it's even more overwhelming for most of us. So out here, when you were looking for a job, whenever it was, how was the process for you here at Grid? What was different?
Well, I think I consider myself to be lucky in the context that the entire experience with Grid and the entire hiring process then was very different. So, a quick anecdote: when before joining Grid, I've actually like almost said yes to a company, another company, and our HR Prati, we could not connect during that time. And when we finally did, I let her know that hey, such and such is the case, and I'm like made up my mind towards another company. So all
Yeah.
she did was like give an interview, be open to it. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. And she did convince me. And once I spoke with, at that time I did not know him, but my CEO, our CEO. Once I spoke with him, and once we just had a discussion about how great it is and what the work culture is, I think post that call, I had made up my mind that hey, I'm gonna go ahead with grit.
So you did
Obviously, then couple of
clear.
all the rounds of interviews happen and everything.
Uh-huh.
Well, I won't call it ditching, but yeah, the thing is, everything that they offered, like it was everything was better at grit. There was
Yeah.
nothing bad with the other company, but everything was just so better at grit, especially the entire interview process, the transitioning, and how the culture was at least how it seemed. Because initially you're only gauging, right, during your interviews you don't really have an idea about how
Yeah.
in actuality things are going to be, but
Yeah.
just speaking with people and having an observant idea about that, if they're like this during the interview, that they're going to be such and such, that really helped me made up my mind that hey, this is where I want to be. Apologies for my video. Yeah.
Do you think, like, as you said, we first gauge how it is, and in the interview, of course, it's the best. People show their best side. But do you think, like, as a person, as an employee, we're looking for a place that has more of a culture fit before anything else? Is that happening?
Like again, financial aspect when it comes to looking for when anyone is making a career switch or looking for a transition,
Uh,
financial aspect probably is the key, is the most at the topmost priority, right? So for me it was the same, but at an equally important aspect was me working at a culture, at a company, at an organization where a the work culture is flexible, and b there's no micromanagement. Like
yeah.
whatever work I'm given, I always try to give it my best, be efficient and get everything done on time. But I don't like people micromanaging me, and at the same time, I don't like micromanaging people. And that was abundantly clear from the initial conversation with Krati, again, our HR, and then further
Yeah.
conversation I've had with everyone at the team during the interview stage, that they want you to be efficient.
Yes.
If you have certain targets, if you have certain goals, they want you to be efficient and they want you to deliver at it. Beyond that, they'll give you all the freedom. They'll support you in many ways and all the ways possible. Mostly, I'd say, and then this is something that I realized after joining, that they'll
Yeah.
support you above and beyond. So yeah, that
Yeah.
really, like, the work culture part was probably a huge aspect for me, and that helped me made up my mind during the initial couple of interviews itself.
Cool. That's interesting. I mean, for me, I have been more in advertising companies where customer success or account management is the foundation. Like, without having these people, it'll be like a war out there. But as you said, like for a SaaS company,
Ex-
it's different, right? It's not just, talking to the client, but the whole process of onboarding, teaching them how the product is. So, could you tell a bit more about this?
Yeah, so if I were to take you through a journey of a client,
Yeah.
like, then it would basically be more or less I look towards the mining vertical of grid.
Uh-huh.
I directly work. Obviously, the everything is a teamwork, and that nobody's doing everything alone. But yeah,
Mm.
but predominantly I'm looking in the mining aspect of things. Then any client that we get post closure, the initial couple of sessions would be us meeting with them, having a couple of calls, liaising with them, understanding what their requirements are,
Mm.
uh, forming a gauge of how they are, maybe how technically open they are, technically accepting they are, understanding it.
Yeah.
Then once we have the base ready, once we have the base understanding of this is what they're looking for, this is what we are supposed to deliver, then we create an action plan for it. We make the SOPs, and then we start delivering on it. We build, we customize the platform, customize the modules and everything that need to cater to the client's
Yeah.
requirements. And once that is done, and once obviously with most clients it requires a couple of iterations.
Yes.
We take the feedback, then we make the necessary changes. Once all of that is done, we then do a couple of training sessions with them, make them use the product more and more, how efficiently they can use the product. And in between, there's constant collaboration with marketing, with tech,
Yeah.
internal collaboration, so that we are working parallelly, and we are able to give to the client the best possible outcome. And again, as a company, as an organization, keep on growing.
That sounds like a very intensive task from the start to the end. And I think communication is one of the main aspects that is required to be good at this. Is it true?
Oh, for sure, for sure. So, be it internal or external, communication has to be the key, or else there will be a lot of hindrances. There'll be, if there's no internal communication, then what you're promising or what you're pledging to your client
Yeah.
and what you're actually delivering, there will be a gap in that. So to avoid that, we make sure that there's complete clarity and communication between us at Graded as internal teams, and then similarly with clients, so that we there's a huge difference in understanding what a client want and actually delivering that. So
Yes.
the difference between intent and impact becomes huge if there's a lack in proper communication
Hmm.
between your client and between then what the deliverables are. So yeah, communication is probably one of the core aspects of CS, and again, any vertical, I believe.
Yes. So I have two interesting questions. What is
Right.
it that you enjoy the most, and what is it that you fear the most in this job? Or yeah.
So enjoying, yeah, again, enjoying something. I've always been a people's person.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've always, and coming from sales background, I have communicated and I have worked with people at a
Yeah.
one-on-one level constantly, clients at a one-on-one level constantly. And here at Grid, I'm able to do that, but at a larger level, at an enterprise level. I'm able to work in tangent with people whom I'll at this moment call my clients, but who actually in their industry are at such huge positions, such
Yes.
statures that I wouldn't have ever thought that hey, I'll be working in tangent with XYZ person. So
Hmm.
that is probably the most interesting and intriguing thing for me.
Yeah.
Fear, I don't think there's anything like fear as such, but I guess I'll just replace that with the word boring, and that would be the age-old the data entering process, like having to enter some data, like that just bores me out.
Yeah.
But yeah, part
Uh,
of the job, right?
yeah. So the most boring is the numbers, the maths, and fun is talking.
Maths is fun. Entering that math into the database is boring.
Yeah. So thank you for the great talk. I had a lot of fun. Although it was like those old news channels where my voice reaches you after like 5 seconds, and I can't hear you now for some reason. Are you on mute?
No, I'm not on mute.
Okay,
Can you hear me
so
now?
yeah.
Yeah. Well, great Doordarshan, right?
Yeah, Grid Doordarshan. That would be a better name, right?
Ideas for a new series down the line.
Yeah, that's interesting. We'll keep
Yep.
that in the list. Thank you so much for your time, Shubhranil. And as you said, you're the next brand ambassador, as you already called yourself before the call.
Oof. Thank you. Thank you.